Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, Erev Shabbos, October 30th, the 12th day of Mar Cheshvan. I'm standing here in our shul vestibule, and I don't know if you could really see it captured, but yeah, those are snowflakes coming down. Just wanted to give you a little update from our beloved shul and a little Devar Torah before Shabbos to take you in to, again, what's going to be a wonderful Shabbos here at Eitz Chaim. We have a bar mitzvah, James Langman celebrating his bar mitzvah. We have Chassan and Kala here, the Ganaks, and we welcome the Ganak family here to Eitz Chaim this Shabbos. We have an Afraf, Eric Fryman, Lindsay Aaron getting married after Shabbos. Eric's going to have an Aliyah here tomorrow, and so many things going on. And I also want to take this opportunity to wish a very, very special happy birthday to Mrs. Gladys Halpern. You should have gesund and nachas from all the kinder, eneklach, eneklach, and only good things going forward. It's a pleasure to be able to celebrate with you every milestone, but a very, very happy birthday and a good Shabbos to you. Just a couple of updates about what's been going on here in the building. First of all, we have all these bar mitzvahs coming up. This is a wonderful opportunity if anybody would like to dedicate one of our Simcha plaques to really memorialize and celebrate your milestone events, and they'll be here for all time, especially for the bar mitzvahs when they come in and the babies are born and say, oh look, that's me on the wall, and here I am. The next thing that you'll notice here is actually, maybe you didn't notice, but there were never doors here before. We have these brand new doors that are yet to be stained, but these are some heavy doors. I don't know if I could show you this, but this is a really, really thick, heavy door. This is part of our ongoing security enhancements. This way, the door could be electrified and we'll be able to truly lock down the sanctuary. God forbid we should never, ever have to use it, but we want to be prepared. It's this week we mark the 2-year anniversary since Pittsburgh, which is hard to believe, and that's something that we should never forget. And hopefully that, again, we're taking the proper precautions and taking advantage of certain grants, Homeland Security, that are available to us. But this way we're making our shul as safe and as comfortable as can be. Speaking of comfort, here I am in the main sanctuary, and if the heat is on in the building but you can't hear anything, yes, we're already using heat. But one of the things, and I'm going to attach a video to this email as well, is that I want you to watch about a new system we recently installed. Again, trying to make our shul as safe as possible. We want everyone to feel comfortable to come back. We installed a new ionization system. And that, in effect, kills any germs and bacteria in the heating system and the air conditioning system itself through the venting. And again, watch the video that's attached, better understanding, and hopefully that will help just only increase your comfort level. And when you're ready to come back to shul, and those who already are in shul, again, just making everyone feel comfortable. Just another thing I'd like you to point out that it takes place every single Friday is, of course, we have our yard site board here. And every Friday, the lights are put on for those who are observing yard site this coming week. So for instance, I have here tomorrow, actually, it's going to be the yard site for Freda Bas Shmuel, Freda Halpern, Shelley Paradis observing yard site, and the Shama should have an Aliyah. And also this week, we have the yard site for Irene Sobel, Elka Bas Shimon, for Ivan Sobel, Zechron Levarcha, for his mother. And again, we make the memorial prayers each and every Shabbos, and that we're allowed to if it's not a holiday. And of course, the Kaddish is recited on your behalf as well. So I just wanted everybody to know that your shul is functioning, and we want you to feel as connected as possible. And I'm sitting here in the women's section. Aside from the Simcha, this week, again, to remind everyone that next week we have we're expecting a large crowd, and we're going to hit a capacity of 150, so it's imperative that everybody please sign up if you're going to come for Henry Sachs's bar mitzvah, because we cannot go over the number of 150, and with family and friends, we expect a lot of guests, so I hope that everybody will please sign up accordingly. So I wanted to just take a minute and perhaps share a little Devar Torah as we sit here in our shul. It's not often that I get to sit in the women's section and sort of get the view of our Aron Kodesh and our shul, but we read about the career and the life of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, I'll read you a line from the Medrash, and the Medrash says as follows. The Medrash says that, where did Avraham learn how to become Avraham? Where did he get it from? So whereas God spoke directly to Adam and to Noach, we don't find that God speaks to Avraham until he's 75 years old. And he already had sort of a convincing of his own. So the Medrash says, and paraphrase the Medrash, it says, Me'atzmo lamad Torah. That normally we would translate that to mean, Me'atzmo, that he learned it on his own. He figured out Torah on his own, and the Rambam writes in the beginning of the Laws of Avodah Zarah how Avraham came to discover God. Some say it was the age of 3, some say he was older. But a homiletic interpretation of this is, Me'atzmo lamad Torah, is that he learned it from himself. He learned it from himself. And this is a very, very Jewish trait, where when it comes to faith in God, when it comes to our tradition, we cannot rely on anyone else. And that's what Hashem was telling him. Lech lecha. You want to go, you want to find Torah, you want to find tradition, you want to find your homeland. It has to be lecha, it has to be like from within you. It has to be in you, it has to be you. It's not going to come me'artzecha, it's not going to become moladetecha, it's not going to come beis avicha. Avraham, you're going to have to separate yourself from everything that you have ever known. And that's why he's called Avraham ha'ivri. Ivri from Ever HaNahar. Everybody in the world is doing one thing, and there is Avraham me'ever HaNahar. He's on the other side, the bank of the river. Ever HaNahar. Ha'ivri, Hebrews, is because we do things differently. Now that doesn't mean that we have to be separatists. It doesn't mean that we have to separate ourselves and isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. As a matter of fact, Avraham, that's the last thing that he did. He had his tent open on 4 sides. He encouraged everyone to come and to learn about God and to learn about monotheism and to learn about his way. But he never let the rest of the world sway him in his belief. And that's what faith is about. And that's what these parashios, Masa Avos Siman Labanim, that Avraham, the patriarch of our religion, the father, Av Hamon Goyim, teaches us that if we want to be successful, if we want to have Jewish tradition survive, we have to say Lamad Torah Me'atzmo. We have to find it within ourselves. We can't rely on others. We can't expect our children to pick up the religion, so to say, just because of what they get in shul or in school. We can't expect others to fill the spiritual needs of our loved ones or even our own. We have to do it ourselves. Yes, we need the assistance of others, and we have others that can teach us and others that can inspire us. But ultimately speaking, it can only come out, it can only come from ourselves. So as we head into this rainy yet simcha-filled Shabbos, I hope that each and every one of you, whether you're here in shul with us, whether you're not yet here in shul with us, that we want you to feel connected, but we also want you to realize that, me'atzmo, it's going to come from you. And I hope that, along this spiritual journey that we call life, and that we call Yiddishkeit, that each and every one of us will find exactly what it is that we need, exactly what it is that works for us. So everybody should just have a peaceful, a restful, a healthy Shabbos. I hope everyone is feeling well. We miss you, and I hope that we will see you very, very soon. Shabbat Shalom.